Warning, the video you're about to watch may contain language and scenarios of a highly adult nature and is therefore not intended for children under the age of 17 or 18. Yeah, under the age of 18. That's even better. Viewer discretion is advised. Hey, what's up, guys? This is Couch Potato Mike back in the book club for another exciting or heart-wrenching or boring, I'm not sure, I haven't read this one yet, Chapter of Grey by E.L.James. Actually, I have read it, I just don't remember what all's in it. I know I took a big break, guys. I'm not going to beat around the bush. I've been sequestered. Let's just leave it at that. So, now that I'm back in the saddle again, let's go ahead and jump right in after I remind you to please subscribe because we are so close to 400 subscribers, I can taste it. Also, remember to give me a like because it helps out with that algorithm and, the other thing with the bell. Yeah, hit the bell icon. All right, so today's chapter begins on Thursday, May the 26th, 2011. Mommy is gone. Sometimes she goes outside, and it is only me and my cars and my blankie. When she comes home, she sleeps on the couch. The couch is brown and sticky. She is tired. Sometimes I cover her with my blankie. Or she comes home with something to eat. I like those days. We have bread and butter, and sometimes we have macaroni and cheese. That is my favorite. Today, Mommy is gone. I play with my cars. They go so fast on the floor. My Mommy is gone. Will she come back? Will she? When is Mommy coming home? It is dark now and my Mommy is gone. I can reach the light when I stand on the stool. On, off, on, off, on, off. Light, dark, light, dark, light. I'm hungry. I eat the cheese. There is cheese in the fridge. Cheese with blue fur. When is Mommy coming home? Sometimes she comes home with him. I hate him. I hide when he comes. My favorite place is in Mommy's closet. It smells of Mommy. It smells of Mommy when she's happy. When is Mommy coming home? My bed is cold and I am hungry. I have my blankie and my cars, but not my Mommy. When is Mommy coming home? I wake with a start. Fuck, fuck, fuck. I hate my dreams. They're riddled with harrowing memories, distorted reminders of the time I want to forget. My heart is pounding and I'm drenched in sweat. But the worst consequence of these nightmares is dealing with the overwhelming anxiety when I wake. My nightmares have recently become more frequent and more vivid. I have no idea why. Damn Flynn. He's not back until sometime next week. I run both my hands through my hair and check the time. It's 5:38 and the dawn light is seeping through the curtains. It's nearly time to get up. Go for a run, Gray. There is still no text or email from Anna. As my feet pound the sidewalk, my anxiety grows. Leave it, Gray. Just fucking leave it. I know I'll see her at the graduation ceremony, but I can't leave it. Before my shower, I send her another text. Call me. I just needed to know she's safe. After breakfast, there's still no word from Anna. To get her out of my head, I work for a couple hours on my commitment speech. At the graduation ceremony later this morning, I'll be honoring the extraordinary work of the Environmental Sciences Department and the progress they've made in partnership with GEH and arable technology for developing countries. All part of your Feed the World plan? Anna's shrewd words echoes in my head, and they nudge at the last night's nightmare. I shrug it off as I write. Sam, my VP for publicity, has sent a draft that is way too pretentious for me. It takes me an hour to rework his media speak bullshit into something more human. 9:30 and still no word from Anna. Her radio silence is worrying and frankly rude. I call her, but her phone goes straight to a generic voicemail message. I hang up. Show some dignity, Gray. There's a ping in my inbox and my heartbeat spikes. But it's from Mia. In spite of my bad mood, I smile. I miss that kid. From Mia G., Chef Extraordinaire, Subject Flights, May 26, 2011, 1832 GMT1, to Christian Gray. Hey, Christian, I can't wait to get out of here. Rescue me, please. My flight number on Saturday is AF3622. It arrives at 12:22 p.m. and Dad is making me fly coach, pouting. I will have lots of luggage. Love, 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 Paris fashion. Mom says you have a girlfriend. Is that true? What's she like? I need to know. See you Saturday. Missed you so much. Benoit, mon frère. I don't speak French, guys. Sorry. M. XXXXXXXX. Oh, hell. My mother's big mouth. Anna is not my girlfriend. And come Saturday, I'll have to fend off my sister's equally big mouth and her inherent optimism and her prying questions. She can be exhausting. Making a mental note of the flight number and time, I send Mia a quick email to let her know I'll be there. At 9:45, I get ready for the ceremony. Gray suit, white shirt, and of course, that tie. It will be my subtle message to Anna that I haven't given up, and a reminder of good times. Yeah, real good times. Images of her bound and wanting come to mind. Damn it, why hasn't she called? I press redial. Shit. Still no fucking answer. At 10 o'clock precisely, there's a knock on my door. It's Taylor. Good morning, I say as he comes in. Mr. Gray. How was yesterday? Good, sir. Taylor's demeanor shifts and his expression warms. He must be thinking of his daughter. Sophie? She's a doll, sir, and doing very well at school. That's great to hear. The A3 will be in Portland later this afternoon. Excellent. Let's go. And though I'm loath to admit it, I'm anxious to see Miss Steele. The Chancellor's secretary ushers me into a small room adjacent to WSU Auditorium. She blushes almost as much as a certain young woman I know intimately. There, in the green room, academics, administrative staff, and a few students are having pre-graduation coffee. Among them, to my surprise, is Catherine Kavanaugh. Hi, Christian, she says, strutting toward me with the confidence of the well-heeled. She's in her graduation gown and appears cheerful enough, though surely she's seen Anna. Hi, Catherine. How are you? You seem baffled to see me here, she says, ignoring my greeting and sounding a little affronted. I'm valedictorian. Didn't Elliot tell you? No, he didn't. We're not in each other's pockets, for Christ's sake. Congratulations, I add as a courtesy. Thank you. Her tone is clipped. Is Anna here? Soon. She's coming with her dad. You saw her this morning? Yes. Why? I wanted to know if she made it home in that death trap of she calls a car. Wanda? She calls it Wanda, and yes, she did. She gazes at me with a quizzical expression. I'm glad to hear it. At that point, the Chancellor... At that point, the Chancellor joins us, and with a polite smile to Kavanaugh, escorts me over to meet the other academics. I'm relieved that Anna is in one piece, but pissed that she hasn't replied to any of my messages. It's not a good sign. But I don't have long to dwell on this discouraging state of affairs. One of the faculty members announces it's time to begin and herds us out into the corridor. In a moment of weakness, I try Anna's phone once more. It goes straight to voicemail, and I'm interrupted by Kavanaugh. I'm looking forward to your commencement address, she says as we walk down the hallway. When we reach the auditorium, I notice it's larger than I expected, and packed. The audience, as one, rises and applauds as we file onto the stage. The clapping intensifies, then slowly subsides to an expectant buzz as everyone takes their seat. Once the Chancellor begins his welcome address, I'm able to scan the room. The front rows are filled with students in identical black and red WSU robes. Where is she? Methodically, I inspect each row. There you are. I find her huddled in the second row. She's alive. I feel foolish for expending so much anxiety and energy on her whereabouts last night and this morning. Her brilliant blue eyes are wide as they lock with mine. as she shifts in her seat, a slow flush coloring her cheeks. Yes, I found you, and you haven't replied to my messages. She's avoiding me, and I'm pissed. Really pissed. Closing my eyes, I imagine dripping hot wax onto her breasts and her squirming beneath me. This has a radical effect on my body. Shit. Get it together, Gray. Dismissing her from my mind, I marshal my... God. Cut. Take two. Action. I marshal my lascivious thoughts and concentrate on the speeches. Kavanaugh gives an inspiring address and embracing opportunities. Yes, carpe diem, Kate. And gets a rousing reception when she's finished. She's obviously smart and popular and confident. Not the shy and retiring wallflower that is the lovely Miss Steele. It really amazes me that these two are friends. I hear my name announced. The Chancellor has introduced me. I rise and approach the lectern. Showtime, Gray. I'm profoundly grateful and touched by the great compliment accorded to me by the authorities of WSU today. It offers me a rare opportunity to talk about the impressive work of the Environmental Sciences Department here at the university. Our aim is to develop viable and ecological sustainability methods of farming for third world countries. Our ultimate goal is to help eradicate hunger and poverty across the globe. Over 1 billion people, mainly in sub-Saharan Africa, South Asia, and Latin America, live in abject poverty. Agricultural dysfunction is rife with these parts of the world, and the result is ecological and social destruction. I have known what it's like to be profoundly hungry. This is a very personal journey for me. As partners, WSU and GEH have made tremendous progress in soil fertility and arable technology. We are pioneering low input systems in the developing countries, and our test sites have increased crop yields up to 30% per hectare. WSU has been instrumental in this fantastic achievement, and GEH is proud of those students who joined us through internships to work at our test sites in Africa. The work there they do benefits the local communities and the students themselves. Together, we can fight hunger and abject poverty that blights these regions. But in this age of technological evolution, as the first world races ahead, widening the gap between the haves and the have-nots, it's vital to remember that we must not squander the world's finite resources. These resources are for all humanity, and we need to harness them, find ways of renewing them, and develop new solutions to feed our overpopulated planet. As I've said, the work that GEH and WSU are doing together will provide solutions, and it's our job to get the message out there. It's through GEH's telecommunications division that we intend to supply information and education to the developing world. I'm proud to say that we're making impressive progress in solar technology, battery life, and wireless distribution that will bring the internet to the remotest parts of the world, and our goal is to make it free to users at the point of delivery. Access to education and information, which we take for granted here, is the crucial component for ending poverty in these developing regions. We're lucky. We're all privileged here, some more than others, and I include myself in that category. We have a moral obligation to offer those less fortunate a decent life that's healthy, secure, and well-nourished, with access to more of the resources that we all enjoy here. I'll leave you with a quote that has always resonated with me, and I'm paraphrasing as a Native American saying, "Only when the last leaf has fallen, the last tree has died, and the last fish been caught, will we realize that we cannot eat money." As I sit down to rousing applause, I resist looking at Anna and examine the WSU banner hanging at the back of the auditorium. If she wants to ignore me, fine, two can play at that game. The Vice Chancellor rises to commence handing out the degrees, and so begins the agonizing wait until we reach the S's, and I can see her again. After an eternity, I hear her name called. Anastasia Steele! A ripple of applause as she's walking toward me looking pensive and worried. Shit. What is she thinking? Hold it together, Gray. Congratulations, Miss Steele, I say as I give Anna her degree. We shake hands, but I don't let hers go. You have a problem with your laptop? She looks perplexed. No. Then you are ignoring my emails, I release her. I only saw the mergers and acquisitions one. What the hell does that mean? Her frown deepens, but I have to let her go. There's a line forming behind her. Later, I let her know that we're not finished with this conversation, and she moves on. I'm in purgatory by the time we've reached the end of the line. I've been ogled and had eyelashes batted at me, silly giggling girls squeezing my hand, and 5 notes with phone numbers pressed into my palm. I'm relieved as I exit the stage along with the faculty to the strains of some dreary processional music and applause. In the corridor, I grab Kavanaugh's arm. I need to speak to Anna. Can you find her now? Kavanaugh is taken aback, but before she can say anything, I add, in as polite of a tone as I can manage, "Please." Then her lips thin with disapproval, but she waits with me as the academics file past as she returns to the auditorium. The Chancellor stops to congratulate me on my speech. "It was an honor to be asked," I respond, shaking his hand once again. Out of the corner of my eye, I spy Kate in the corridor, with Anna at her side. Excusing myself, I stride toward Anna. "Thank you," I say to Kate, who gives Anna a worried glance. Ignoring her, I take Anna's elbow and lead her through the first door I find. It's a men's locker room, and from the fresh smell, I can tell it's empty. Locking the door, I turn to face Miss Steele. "Why haven't you emailed me or texted me back?" I demand. She blinks a couple of times, consternation writ large on her face. "I haven't looked at my computer today or my phone." She seems genuinely bewildered by my outburst. "That was a great speech," she adds. "Thank you," I mutter, derailed. How could she not have checked her phone or email? Explains your food issues to me," she says, her tone gentle, and if I'm not mistaken, pitying too. "Anastasia, I don't want to go there with you at the moment. I don't need your pity." I close my eyes. All this time I thought she didn't want to talk to me. "I've been worried about you." "Worried? Why?" "Because you went home in that death trap you call a car. And I thought I'd blown the deal between us." Anna bristles. "What? It's not a death trap. It's fine. Jose regularly services it for me." "Jose? The photographer? This just gets better and fucking better." "Yes, the Beetle used to belong to his mother." "Yes, and probably her mother and her mother before. It's not safe." I'm almost shouting. "I've been driving it for over 3 years. I'm sorry you were worried. Why didn't you call?" I called her cell phone. Does she not use her damned cell phone? Is she talking about the house phone? Running my hand through my hair in exasperation, I take a deep breath. This is not addressing the fucking elephant in the room. "Anastasia, I need an answer from you. This waiting around is driving me crazy." Her face falls. Shit. "Christian, Look, I've left my stepdad on his own." "Tomorrow. I want an answer by tomorrow." "Okay, tomorrow. I'll tell you then," she says with an anxious look. Well, it's still not a no. And once more I'm surprised by my relief. What the hell is it about this woman? She stares up at me with her sincere blue eyes, her face etched in concern, and I resist the urge to touch her. "Are you staying for drinks?" I ask. "I don't know what Ray wants to do." She looks uncertain. "Your stepfather. I'd like to meet him." Her uncertainty magnifies. "I'm not sure that's a good idea," she says darkly as I unlock the door. "What? Why? Is this because she knows I was as dirt poor as a kid? Or because she knows how I like to fuck, that I'm a freak? Are you ashamed of me?" "No," she exclaims as she rolls her eyes in frustration. Introduce you to my dad as what?" She raises her hands in exasperation. "This is the man who deflowered me and wants us to start a BDSM relationship. You're not wearing running shoes." "Running shoes?" Her dad is going to come after me? And just like that, she has injected a little humor between us. My mouth twitches in response, and she returns my smile, her face lighting up like the summer dawn. "Just so you know, I can run quite fast," I respond playfully. "Just tell him I'm your friend, Anastasia." I open the door and follow her out, but stop when I reach the Chancellor and his colleagues. As one, they turn and stare at Miss Steele, but she's disappearing into the auditorium. They turn back to me. Miss Steele and I are none of your business, people. I give the Chancellor a brief, polite nod, and he asks if I'll come and meet more of his colleagues and enjoy some canapes. Sure, I reply. It takes me 30 minutes to escape from the faculty gathering, and as I make my way out of the crowded reception, Kavanaugh falls in a step beside me. We head to the lawn where the graduates and their families are enjoying a post-graduation drink at a large tented pavilion. So, have you asked Anna to dinner on Sunday? She asks. Sunday? Has Anna mentioned that we're seeing each other on Sunday? At your parents' house, Kavanaugh explains. My parents? I spot Anna. What the fuck? A tall blonde guy who looks like as if he's walked off a beach in California has his hands all over her. Who the hell is that? Is this why she didn't want me to come for a drink? Anna looks up, catches my expression, and pales as her roommate stands beside the guy. Hello, Ray, Kavanaugh says, and she kisses a middle-aged man in the ill-fitting suit standing beside Anna. This must be Raymond Steele. Have you met Anna's boyfriend? Kavanaugh asks him. Christian Gray. Boyfriend? Mr. Steele, it's a pleasure to meet you. Mr. Gray, he said. I said this completely backwards, didn't I? Let me try that again. Mr. Steele, it's a pleasure to meet you. Mr. Gray, he says, quietly surprised. We shake hands. His grip is firm and his fingers and palm are rough to the touch. This man works with his hands. Then I remember he's a carpenter. His dark brown eyes give nothing away. And this is my brother, Ethan Kavanaugh, says Kate, introducing the beach bum who has his arm wrapped around Anna. Ah, the Kavanaugh offspring together. I mutter his name as we shake hands, noting that they are soft, unlike Ray Steele's. Now stop pawing my girl, you fucker. Anna, baby, I whisper, holding up my hand, and like the good woman she is, she steps into my embrace. She's discarded her graduation robe and wears a pale gray halter-neck dress, exposing her flawless shoulders and back. Two dresses in 2 days. She's spoiling me. Ethan, Mom and Dad wanted a word. Kavanaugh hauls her brother away, leaving me with Anna and her father. So, how long have you two kids known each other? Mr. Steele asks. As I reach across to grasp Anna's shoulder, I gently trace my thumb down her naked back and she trembles in response. I tell him we've known each other for a couple of weeks. We met when Anastasia came to interview me for the student newspaper. Didn't know you worked on the student newspaper, Anna, Mr. Steele says. Kate was ill, she says. Ray Steele's eyes his daughter and frowns. Fine speech you gave, Mr. Gray, he says. Thank you, sir. I understand that you're a keen fisherman. Indeed I am. Annie tell you that? She did. You fish? There's a spark of curiosity in his brown eyes. Not as much as I'd like to. My dad used to take my brother and me when we were kids. For him it was all about the steelheads. Guess I caught the bug from him. Anna listens for a moment, then excuses herself and moves off through the crowd to join the Kavanaugh clan. Damn, she looks sensual in that dress. Oh, where'd you fish? Ray Steele's question pulls me back into the conversation. I know it's a test. All over the Pacific Northwest. You grew up in Washington? Yes, sir. My dad started us on the Wynoochee River. A smile tugs at Steele's mouth. Know it well. But his favorite is the Skagit, the U.S. side. He'd get us out of bed at some ungodly hour of the morning and we'd drive up there. He's caught some mighty fine fish in that river. That's some sweet water. Caught me a rod breaker in the Skagit, on the Canadian side, mind you. It's one of the best stretches for wild steelheads. Gives you a much better chance than those that are clipped, I say, my eyes on Anna. Couldn't agree more. My brother's caught a couple of wild monsters. Me, I'm still waiting for the big one. One day, huh? I hope so. Anna is deep in passionate discussion with Kavanaugh. What are those two women talking about? You still get out much to fish? I refocus on Miss Steele. Wait, you still get out much to fish? I refocus on Mr. Steele. Sure do. Annie's friend Jose, his father, and I sneak out as often as we can. The fucking photographer again. He's the guy that looks after the beetle? Yeah, that's him. Great car, the Beetle. I'm a fan of German-made cars. Yeah, Annie loves that old car, but I guess it's getting past its sell-by date. Funny you should mention that. I was thinking of loaning her one of my company cars. Do you think she'd go for it? I guess. That'd be up to Annie, mind. Great. I take it Anna's not into fishing. No. That girl takes after her mother. She couldn't stomach seeing the fish suffer, or the worms for that matter. She's a gentle soul. He gives me a pointed look. Oh, a warning from Raymond Steele. I turn it into a joke. No wonder she wasn't keen on the cod we ate the other day. Steele chuckles. She's fine with eating them. Anna has finished talking to the Kavanaughs and is heading our way. Hi, she says, beaming at us. Annie, where are the restrooms? Steele asks. She directs him to go outside the pavilion and to the left. See you in a moment. You kids enjoy yourselves, he says. She watches him go, then peers nervously up at me. But before she or I can say anything, we're interrupted by a photographer. She snaps a quick still of us together before hurrying away. So you've charmed my father as well, Anna says, her voice sweet and teasing. As well? Have I charmed you, Miss Steele? With my fingers, I trace the rosy flesh that appears on her cheek. Oh, I wish I knew what you were thinking, Anastasia. When my fingers reach her chin, I tilt her head back so I can scrutinize her expression. She stills and stares back at me, her pupils darkening. Right now, she whispers, I'm thinking, nice tie. I was expecting some kind of declaration. Her response makes me laugh. It's recently become one of my favorites. She smiles. You look lovely, Anastasia. This halter-neck dress suits you. And I get to stroke your back, feel your beautiful skin. Her lips part and her breath hitches, and I can feel the pull of the attraction between us. You know, it's going to be a good, don't you, baby? My voice is low, betraying my longing. She closes her eyes, swallows, and takes a deep breath. When she opens them again, she's radiating anxiety. But I want more, she says. More? Fuck, what is this? She nods. More. I whisper again. Her lip is pliant beneath my thumb. You want hearts and flowers? Fuck. It will never work with her. How can it? I don't do romance. My hopes and dreams begin to crumble between us. Her eyes are wide, innocent and beseeching. Damn, she's so beguiling. Anastasia, it's not something I know. Me neither. Of course, she's never had a relationship before. You don't know much. You know all the wrong things, she breathes. Wrong? Not to me. Try it, I plead. Please try it my way. Her gaze is intense as she searches my face, looking for clues, and for a moment, I'm lost in the blue eyes that I see everything. I'm lost in the blue eyes that see everything. Okay, she whispers. What? Every hair on my body stands at attention. Okay, I'll try. You're agreeing? I don't believe it. Subject to the soft limits, yes, I'll try. Sweet Lord! I pull her into my arms and wrap her in my embrace, burying my face in her hair, inhaling her seductive scent. And I don't care that we're in a crowded place. It's just her and me. Jesus, Anna, you're so unexpected. You take my breath away. A moment later, I'm aware that Raymond Steele has returned and is examining his watch to cover his embarrassment. Reluctantly, I release her. I'm on top of the world. Deal done, Gray. Annie, should we get some lunch? Steele asks. Okay, she says with a shy smile directed at me. Would you like to join us, Christian? For a moment, I'm tempted, but Anna's anxious glance in my direction says, please no. She wants alone time with her dad, I get it. Thank you, Mr. Steele, but I have plans. It's been great to meet you, sir. Try and control your stupid grin, Gray. Likewise, Steele replies. Sincerely, I think. Look after my baby girl. Oh, I fully intend to, I respond, shaking his hand. In ways that you can't possibly imagine, Mr. Steele. I take Anna's hand and bring her knuckles to my lips. Later, Miss Steele, I murmur. You've made me a happy, happy man. Steele gives me a brief nod, and taking his daughter's elbow, leads her out of the reception. I stand dazed but brimming with hope. She's agreed. Christian Gray? My joy is interrupted by Eamon Cavanaugh, Catherine's father. Eamon, how are you? We shake hands. Taylor collects me at 3:30. Good afternoon, sir, he says, opening my car door. En route, he informs me that the Audi A3 has been delivered to the Heathman. Now, I just have to give it to Anna. No doubt this will involve a discussion, and deep down I know it will be more than a discussion. Then again, she's agreed to be my submissive, so maybe she'll accept my gift without any fuss. Who are you kidding, Gray? A man can dream. I hope we can meet this evening. I'll give it to her as a graduation present. I call Andrea and tell her to put a WebEx breakfast meeting into my schedule tomorrow with Eamon Cavanaugh and his associates in New York. Cavanaugh is interested in upgrading his fiber optic network. As I ask Andrea to have Roz and Fred on standby for the meeting too, she relays some messages, nothing important, and reminds me I have to attend a charity function tomorrow evening in Seattle. Tonight will be my last night in Portland. It's almost Anna's last night here too. I contemplate calling her, but there's little point since she doesn't have her cell phone, and she's enjoying time with her dad. Staring out of the car window as we drive toward the Heathman, I watch the good people of Portland go about their afternoon. At a stoplight, there's a young couple arguing on the sidewalk over a spilled bag of groceries. Another couple, even younger, walk hand in hand past them, eyes locked and giggling. The girl leans up and whispers something in the ear of her tattooed beau. He laughs, leans down, and kisses her quickly, then opens the door to a coffee shop and steps aside to let her enter. Anna wants more. I sigh heavily and plow my fingers through my hair. They always want more, all of them. What can I do about that? The hand-in-hand couple strolling to the coffee shop. Anna and I did that. We've eaten together at 2 restaurants, and it was fun. Perhaps I could try. After all, she's giving me so much. I loosen my tie. Could I do more? Back in my room, I strip down, pull on my sweats, and head downstairs for a quick circuit in the gym. Enforced socializing has stretched the limits of my patience, and I need to work off some excess energy. And I need to think about more. Once I'm showered and dressed and back in front of my laptop, Roz calls via WebEx to check in, and we talk for 40 minutes. We cover all the items on her agenda, including the Taiwan proposal in Darfur. The cost of the airdrop is staggering, but it's safer for all involved. I give her the go-ahead. Now we have to wait for the shipment to arrive in Rotterdam. I'm up to date on Kavanaugh Media. I think Barney should be in the meeting too, Ross says. If you think so, let Andrea know. Will do. How was the graduation ceremony? She asks. Good. Unexpected. Anna agreed to be mine. Unexpected good? Yes. From the screen, Roz peers at me, intrigued, but I say nothing more. Andrea tells me you're back in Seattle tomorrow. Yes, I have a function to attend in the evening. Well, I hope your merger has been successful. I would say affirmative at this point, Roz. She smirks. Glad to hear it. I have another meeting, so if there's nothing else, I'll say goodbye to you now. Goodbye. I log out of WebEx and into my email, turning my attention to this evening. From Christian Gray, subject Soft Limits, May 26, 2011, 1722 to Anastasia Steele. What can I say that I haven't already? Happy to talk these things through any time. You looked beautiful today. Christian Gray, CEO, Gray Enterprises Holdings, Inc. And to think this morning I was convinced it was all over between us. Jesus, Gray, you need to get a grip. Flynn would have a field day, of course. Part of the reason was she didn't have her phone. Perhaps she needs a more reliable form of communication. From Christian Gray, subject BlackBerry, May 26, 2011, 1736, to J.B. Taylor, C.C. Andrea Ashton. Taylor, please source a new BlackBerry for Anastasia Steele with her email pre-installed. Andrea can get the account details from Barney and get them to you. Please deliver tomorrow, either to her home or to Clayton's. Christian Gray, CEO, Gray Enterprises Holdings, Inc. Once that's sent, I pick up the latest Forbes and start to read. By 6:30, there's no response from Anna, so I assume she's still entertaining the quiet and unassuming Ray Steele. Given that they aren't related, they're remarkably similar. I ordered the seafood risotto from room service, and while I wait, I read more of my book. Grace calls while I'm reading. "Christian, darling." "Hello, Mother. Did Mia get in touch?" "Yes, I have her flight details. I'll pick her up." "Great. Now I hope you'll stay for dinner on Saturday." "Sure. And then on Sunday, Elliot is bringing her friend Kate to dinner. Would you like to come? You could bring Anastasia." That's what Kavanaugh was talking about today. I play for time. I'll have to see if she's free. Let me know. It will be lovely to have all the family together again. I roll my eyes. If you say so, Mother. I do, darling. See you Saturday. She hangs up. Take Anna to meet my parents. How the hell do I get out of that? As I contemplate this predicament, an email arrives. From Anastasia Steele, subject Soft Limits, May 26, 2011, 1923, to Christian Gray. I can come over this evening to discuss it if you'd like. Anna. No, baby. Not in that car. And my plans fall into place. From Christian Gray, subject Soft Limits, May 26, 2011, 1927, to Anastasia Steele. I'll come to you. I meant it when I said I wasn't happy about you driving that car. I'll be with you shortly. Christian Gray, CEO, Gray Enterprises Holdings, Inc. I printed another copy of the Soft Limits from the contract and her issues email because I've left my first copy in my jacket, which is still in her possession. Then I call Taylor in his room. I'm going to deliver the car to Anastasia. Can you pick me up from her place, say 9:30? Certainly, sir. Before I leave, I stuff 2 condoms into the back pocket of my jeans. I might get lucky. Well, guys, this one certainly is a long one, and unfortunately, due to lifetime constraints, I'm going to have to split this one into a 2-parter. So tune in. The next one should be out in a couple of days. Yeah, I'm going to try not to keep you guys waiting like I have been lately. Sorry about that. But stay tuned. So for the Couch Potato Mike YouTube channel, this is Couch Potato Mike reminding you that, guys, in the end, we're all stories. So let's make them good ones.